In this tute, we are going to learn about the Windows and Linux instance connections. So first of all, we will create the Linux instance. Then we are going to create the Windows instance. We will go for the RDP connection for Windows instance. For this purpose, we need to have .pm file to generate the password. After 4 minutes of machine initialization, while going from RDP connection, we will connect the Linux instance from Putty. So let's create the instances. First of all, we are creating Linux instance. I'm naming it demo Linux. I'm selecting for T2 micro instance, which is under free tier, creating the new Kepair, downloading .pm file, clicking on launch instance. Second instance that I'm going to create, which is of Windows OS type, I'm naming it demo Windows. Selecting for T2 micro instance, creating the key pair, clicking on launch instance. Now in the EC2 dashboard, I'm having two instances. One is of Linux, one is of Windows. Windows instance takes some time for the generating the password. So we have to wait for 4 minutes after the instance running via providing PEM file to generate the password. And we need to have the RDP connection tool. Here in my case, as I am having Linux operating system, I'm using the Remina. And within the Remina, you have to provide the three credentials. First of all, you need to provide the address space, then the username of the machine instance, or you can paste the public IP as well. With the username of machine, it will be administrator, and the password that we are getting via decrypting .pm file. That's why while configuring for the Windows instance, we have downloaded .pm file. So click on the instance, Windows instance, click on connect. Here option is there, download the remote desktop file, you have to download it. And the option that is for get password, you have to click it. And it will show message that please wait at least 4 minutes after launching an instance and trying to retrieve or to generate a password. So we will wait for 4 minutes to generate the Windows password for RDP connection. This one is public DNS address. That one you have to paste it by opening remote desktop file. Let's open the remote desktop, accept the certificate. In the domain tab, if you are connecting from Remina, you can copy public DNS, paste it in the domain, administrator, paste it in the username, Click on the get password. Here you have to provide the .pm file that we have just downloaded. Selecting it and decrypt password. So we are getting some password. Copy it, paste it in the password, click on OK. If all the three credentials are fine, your RDP connection will be successful. Now, what we need to have for connecting from Windows instance to the Linux, we need to have the .pm file of the Linux instance. So we will save it in the S3 bucket. Let's create one S3 bucket. Bucket name should be unique, so that's why we are going to create one bucket with the unique name. I'm taking for public access, accepting the certificate, adding some tag for it, creating the bucket. As bucket is globally available, we should have the unique name for it. Click on the bucket. Now we are adding the objects here. Click on upload, add files, go to the downloads and your PEM file for connecting the Linux instance. Upload it. Now the software that we are required from Windows instance to the Linux instance, we will download it. It is Putty. On the download Putty, I'm selecting for 64-bit setup, downloading it, and we need to have the Puttygen as well for converting .pm file to the .ppk file. I'm saving all these in the bucket itself. Upload, add files, click on upload. Now our RDP connection is ready. We have to accept the network setting. Click on the start. Click on the server manager. Click on local server. Your option is there for enhanced security configuration. So you have to set it for off because by default you will get some pop-ups from the Windows instance by using Internet Explorer. That's why. Now we are going to sign in to AWS from here, and we will download the our bucket content. Also, you can paste the links here, but You have to get the download option rather than the access option. Okay, it is saying that supported browsers are Chrome, Firefox, Edge, and Safari. Signing in. Okay, it is still showing some errors. I think I have to install the other software. Okay, let's download the Chrome here. So we are installing Chrome browser in our Windows instance because Internet Explorer support is not there for AWS websites. You can either go for Edge as well, Microsoft Edge, which is the recent browser for from Windows. You have to wait for some time for installation. Now we are signing it to our AWS account from instance, and we will access bucket and download all the content of the bucket. Clicking on AWS website, signing into the AWS account, selecting for root user in my case. We're at the AWS console right now in the Windows instance. Clicking on S3, selecting the bucket. You can select the objects now and you can download it. Close all tabs, go to the downloads. Now we are installing Putty here. Next, next, next. Finish. Open Puttygen. Click on the load. Select for key in the downloads. Save as private key. And you are getting our key pair with .ppk extension that we can provide in the Putty. Open Putty. Here we have to add the details of EC2 Linux instance. So go to your browser from your machine, go to the EC2, click on the Linux instance that is running, click on connect, and details are here. So we have to paste this public DNS of Linux instance to our Putty hostname. Then in the data tab, you have to paste the login username of the instance. So in my case, I am having EC2-user as the username. And double click on SSH, click on auth. Here you have to provide the .ppk file that we have just created. Click on open, accept the certificate. And now you can see that we have connected to the Linux instance from Windows instance. Here you can work on the project. You can create the folders or any practice you want to do. Working perfectly fine. Now we are going to disconnect and delete the resources. You can fire the command exit, close everything. In the AWS tab, you can terminate the instances. Go to the instance state and terminate. In this way, we have launched two instances, that is Linux type and Windows type. And from the Windows, via RDP, we got the RDP connection to the Windows instance from our local machine. Then from the Windows instance, we have installed the Puttygen, and we have downloaded the key file for connecting Linux instance from S3 bucket that we have created. Now we are and the we got through the connection via providing .ppk file. That ppk file is generated from .pm file from Puttygen, or you can directly keep it in the S3 bucket as well. Now we are going to delete the bucket. So click on the S3, click on buckets. First, we have to empty the bucket. Click on the empty, and it will ask for type permanently delete. it's if all the spinning is right, empty tab is there, empty the bucket. Now you can delete the bucket. Click on the bucket, click on delete, enter the name of the bucket, delete the bucket. So that's it. Thank you for watching the video, and you can perform the same task. If you're new to the cloud and want to learn about EC2 and S3, subscribe to my channel